We weren't sure if we'd see high school football in 2020, but it's back, and so are we. Welcome in to the first football Friday night of the season, and I know you guys aren't here for me, so let's get right to the action in our FFN Game of the Week. That would be Pea Ridge at Shiloh Christian, now in week 0, because the Ridge went up to 5A. Saints strike first, though. It's Cam Weideman takes a handoff, met at the goal line, gets in. Pea Ridge strikes right back, though. Logan Stewart plows in from 1 yard out. It's tied at 7 apiece. Shiloh wouldn't let it sit that way for long, though. Ben Baker, you know what happens if we're showing you a kickoff. We're showing you a return for a touchdown. He goes all the way, 80 yards out, and it's 13-7 Shiloh Christian. After that, more Weideman. He takes the pass, looks like a couple yard gain. Nah, he shakes off 2 defenders, takes it all the way up for a first down, and that will set up this, a touchdown of biblical proportions, as Wisdom hits Solomon for the score. That made it 19-7 in the second quarter, and this one ends in a blowout. Shiloh takes it 47-14. The Saints' regular season winning streak continues into 2020. For Pea Ridge, a loss to start the Jeff Williams era with the Blackhawks. For Shiloh, like I just said, that increases that win streak to 20 straight games in the regular season. They haven't lost outside the playoffs since the first game of 2018. And coming up on the other side, we're going to go down to Little Rock. That's where you'll find the Fayetteville Purple Dogs in action in week 0.
We're watching football Friday night. Go Saints!
Fayetteville got off to a rough start last year to start off the Casey Dick era. This time around, the Purple Dogs would head to Conway looking to right the ship in year 2 for Casey Dick. And of course, home to the Wampus Cats. Always a fun one early on in the first quarter. Purple Dogs strike first. Owen McCone, Jalen Blackburn, huge heave. Fayetteville up 7-0. But here come the Wampus Cats. Nice run up the middle, little spin move there, and the Wampus Cats are driving in the second quarter now. Micah Mosby, he's going to be in the end zone. What a grab! He takes it in. Conway back within 14-7 at this point, and then in the second, Fayetteville trying to add on to that lead. McCone, he overshoots. That's intercepted by Conway, but that's not how this one would end. Yeah, Fayetteville ends up falling 38-21, and the Casey Dick second year, well, Purple Dogs off to an 0-1 start. More 7A West action. HAR-BER travels across the border into Oklahoma to take on one of the powers in that state in JENKS, and things looking good early on for the Wildcats as they take one in for a touchdown there, but JENKS would be just a little bit too much for Chris Wood's squad. A rough start to the night for the 7A West and a rough start to the season as HAR-BER falls to JENKS 31-15. 7A so far, though, definitely trying to challenge themselves when it comes to non-conference scheduling. Speaking of Oklahoma and Arkansas, we've got Vian, who lost last year in the state championship game, heading up to take on the Lions at Gravette early on. It's Diego Ramos. He hits Justice Resloff for a touchdown, and that's 6-0 Vian Wolverines. At this point, well, not exactly the highest of scoring games. Couple more plays before half. Eventually in the second half, though, Vian would pile on a little bit and begin to pull away from the Lions for a 26-8 victory, and Vian's run trying to get back to an Oklahoma State championship game starts off on a good note. Now we're back over in Arkansas as Lincoln travels down to take on Elkins. Both teams in a new conference, Lincoln in a new classification. This one, though, all Elkins. Third quarter, Dayton Davis takes the kick, catches the kick, takes it all the way down to the 10-yard line. But at this point, almost in the midst of a losing effort, Lincoln was down 34-8. And move on now to the third quarter, and it's Cody Drummond. Get ready for that name. You're going to hear it a lot as he rumbles all the way out along the edge, past a couple Lincoln would-be tacklers into the end zone. 40-8 Elks at this point, and then, well, run that tape back again. Third quarter again, Cody Drummond again off the edge. This time goes virtually untouched, splits the defenders into the end zone, make it 46-8, and that's how this one would end. The Elks roll Lincoln for a big victory to start off their 2020 campaign. Now, we already said it was a rough day for the 7A West. Well, they have another non-conference battle as Rogers heads to take on Siloam Springs. In the third quarter, Siloam Springs with the ball. Hunter Talley, he's trying to find, well, not that guy. Mountaineers, Matthew Cooch takes it in, pick six for the touchdown, 41-35. That gave Rogers the lead. And then Rogers again, it's Christian Francisco, his first year at quarterback. He hits Joshua Shepard. He splits the defenders, takes it all the way to the house, and it's 51-42 Rogers. And this one a high-scoring affair, but that's how it ends. 52-42 Rogers takes down Siloam Springs, and the 7A West gets on the scoreboard with a victory. Well, we've got one last break. On the other side, we'll head down to Farmington for another cross-conference battle of the Birds. With the abbreviated offseason, Farmington is still looking for a clear number one at quarterback. And Rogers Heritage, well, they're still in search of the first win of the Steve Hookfin era, entering its second year in 2020. And the Cardinals played host to the War Eagles Friday night, so we get to see both those storylines play out. This one at Farmington, year two of that shiny new turf field. We'll pick things up in the second quarter. Caden Teague, well, that kick's going to go awry. He picks it up and takes it into the end zone. Cardinals up 12-0, and that's how this one would go into halftime, thanks to what you're about to see here as Chase Brown. Well, yeah, here you go. Farmington, Chase Brown goes for the end zone. Oh, just off the tips of the fingers. Still 12-0 Cardinals, though. That would how this one would go into halftime. Another drive here. This one goes off the fingertips to Corey Thomas. Blocks it. 12-0 at halftime, and then it would end with a Farmington victory. Another in a rough string of nights. The 7A West falls to 1-3 on the evening in our highlights here, and Farmington advances with a 24-6 victory. Rogers Heritage still looking for the first win under head coach Steve Hookfin. Now we're going to head down to Mansfield at Magazine, and this one, well, it was all about the visitor. To Ashton Dromer, he takes it up the middle for a short gain. At this point, though, it's already 28-0 Mansfield. Now it's Sean Brown. He takes it through a couple defenders, not through enough, though. 20-0 Mansfield still. And then Caleb Collier. Name of the game, just run the clock in this one. Collier again. This time, no defenders will get in his way until it's far too late. He finds his way into the end zone, and Mansfield finds themselves with a huge Week 0 victory, 41-0 over Magazine. Craig Bentley and the bunch getting off to a good start. And Magazine, well, that's not how they wanted the Ryan Chambers era to get started for the Rattlers. Another one where we're going across the border. Two Oklahoma schools doing battle. Bishop Kelly takes care of Poteau 28-7. Now, Poteau Pirates fans, I wouldn't panic just yet. If you remember last season, Poteau also dropped their first game. Then remember what happened after that? Yeah. The Pirates won 13 straight all the way to taking home an Oklahoma State title, and the Poteau Pirates fans have to be hoping that history repeats itself this season after an opening game loss to Bishop Kelly. We're going to head back down I-40. It's Lavaca taking on Paris. This one in Paris. Lavaca, Maddox Knoll, he drops back, lofts one into the air. That's the wrong team. Paris interception. That's Duke Walter. He takes it back for a nice game. That would set up the Paris offense in a good spot. Chase Watts, he keeps it himself, and he's going to go a little further. One defender to beat. Stop. Gets past him. Paris Eagles soar Chase Watts into the end zone. That's 7-0. And Paris, well, they'd hold on in this one to win by 20. 32-12 for the Eagles. And Lavaca falls to 0-1. Paris, if you're good at math, you may notice in 2020 is now 1-0. And now it's over to Boonville. They're taking on Little Rock Zone, or Central Zone, Dardanelle. Early on, Trace Gentry, he hits Robert Millard for the diving catch. Boonville on top, though, 21-7. Then it's Drew Vega. He takes it in, and the Sand Lizards are striking back, 21-14, Boonville in the lead. Then, though, Ty Jeff, he battles off a defender. Get off me. Stiff arm. And he can't stiff arm four guys at once, though. He's down. Though, at that point, Boonville, though, Randon Ray, there's a name everyone knows. He dives in for the touchdown. That puts Boonville on top, 35-14. And that's how this one would end. The Bearcats, they're looking to bounce back after a rougher than normal 2019 campaign. And they get started with a big way, taking down the Sand Lizards 35-14. First football Friday night of the season. Remember, guys, if you're at a game, wear your mask, socially distance. The players want to finish the season off, and that's what it's going to take. They're doing their part. Now it's up to the fans to do your part. You'll hear the announcement at every game and take it seriously. The season's off and running with 0 week in the books. Hopefully, many more football Friday nights to come. And if you missed anything, remember, you can head to our website. That's 5newsonline.com. That's where you'll find all the scores and highlights. Good night.